Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Friday, August 5th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Terrific television archives on the Wayback Machine and the Video Village. And we have Sexually Speaking at the bottom of the page, sponsored by Dr. Kathy Naughton, Center for Sexual Health. We have eye candy right below. We have a really good eye candy today. I'll tell you about it in just a minute. And over in the corner, our rock and roll poll question, and you surprised me again. You really did. This happens so often. I've said this before, I'll say it again. When I make out these rock and roll poll questions, I think to myself, okay, they're going to probably say this. It's like 70% of the time, it's the exact opposite of what I think. This has been a tremendous education for me. What do you think of the family that wants to open a winery and wine bar with grapes grown near 270 and 70? I thought you guys would laugh at this idea. But 68% of you say they've come up with a great idea for St. Louis County to have its first winery. It's almost 70%. That would be the exact opposite. Number two answer with 32% grapes grown near 270 and 70 will produce crappy tasting wine. The family will lose their shirts. Okay, go for it. Go for it. We'll let the family know, by the way, what your response was. All right, for the weekend, think this one over. Other than a house and car, what's the most expensive or valuable thing that you own? And this is sort of hard because you got to do multiple choice. So here's what we threw together. Jewelry, a sports or entertainment-related collectible, a piece of art, a musical instrument, other, or I don't own anything particularly valuable. Please answer right there in the corner of the rock and roll poll. We'll have the results for you on Monday's Daily Dose. So last month, Tiger Woods fires his caddy after 12 years, and since then there's been a lot of speculation that the caddy may have been a pimp for Tiger, sort of requisitioning these these trashy, skanky cocktail waitresses and porn stars and stuff like that. Well, the caddy is going to write a book. And the word is that Tiger is doing everything he can to figure out a way to stop him from publishing it because, and this is the funny part of this, Tiger's afraid it will ruin his reputation. Did I miss? Okay, never mind. Donald Trump may not be running for president, but Roseanne says that she is. He announced it on The Tonight Show last night. Hey, she's got a reality TV show. This is what people do. Trump was pushing The Apprentice, and Roseanne is pushing this thing where she's living out in California on a macadamia farm or something. Who knows? What do we got here? I hope this doesn't snap you out of your state of blissful ignorance, but there is a new study out of the Netherlands that found that your significant other isn't as hot as you think he or she is. In the study, people rated their partner's attractiveness, and that was compared to ratings given by strangers. People consistently rated their partner's hotness much higher than the strangers did. But you know what? That's great. That's fabulous. That's the way it should be. And maybe that's why when Joe Cocker sang, "You are so beautiful," he put the disclaimer on the end of it, "You are so beautiful to me." Okay? Hell, you know, I'm married to somebody who thinks I'm hot. I think. I was with John Carney last night at the McGraw roast. Carney's married. Somebody thinks it. Gotcha, John. By the way, the McGraw roast, absolutely hilarious. I'm a little short on time today, so I'll talk about this. I'll take some mental notes and tell you on Monday's Daily Dose. And, of course, on the air this afternoon, Friday, on the Big 550 KTRS, where Trish Gazelle and I hang out every day. All right, according to a new study, if you go on a date with a guy and he doesn't call you within 3 days, even if it was a great date, something's wrong. He's just not that into you, as they say. They found in the study that 33% of guys would call a woman the next day if they liked her, 44% would call on the second day, and only 5% would wait 3 days or later if they thought there was a future. Unless, of course, you have been talked into it by your buddies. Now, don't let this chick know you like her, you know, and that sort of stuff. You know, man, I'm just glad I'm not out there anymore because you guys and gals, you both got it tough these days. It's all screwed up. There's a guy in Alberta, Canada, by the name of Brent Stabbed Last. Brent Stabbed Last. And you'll never guess what happened to him. He got stabbed. I don't know if it was first or last, but he got stabbed by a guy. That would be called irony. All right. For some reason, MSN put together a little slideshow of slang terms and where they came from. But the best part is looking at the evolution of slang terms for the word cool over the past 100 years. There are 29 ways to say that something is cool, or at least there were over the last 100 years. And if some of them sound stupid, just remember how stupid some of the things we say now are going to sound in 100 years. For example, in the 1910s, if you wanted to say something was cool, you would say it was ripping or jazz. In the 20s, it was the bee's knees to the cat's pajamas. In the 1930s, it was bananas, gas, or solid. In the 40s, hot damn, nuts, and hepcat. In the 1950s, keen, neato, and boss. In the 1960s, far out, man, groovy, and choice. I don't remember saying that. In the 1970s, gnarly, copacetic, and dig it. In the 1980s, awesome, tubular, and rad. 1990s, fresh, fat with a PH. All that and tight. And in the 2000s, crunk, beast, and hot. I always liked my dad's favorite one, which was spiffy. All right, a couple of TV reminders here. Sunday evening, I don't understand this marriage ref show. It is my understanding from my friends who are really high up in the entertainment business, you know, writers and people who are really, really close to big-time entertainment action. And I have a handful of friends who are really, really close to people like, you know, Conan O'Brien and Leno and stuff like that. So, in any event, this marriage ref show is being laughed at by Jerry Seinfeld's, you know, contemporaries. But I'm telling you, they're doing a double dose of this thing on Sunday night. In the first episode, Cedric the Entertainer, Rachel Dratch from Saturday Night Live, and Joel McHale. Then in the second hour, Nick Cannon, whose basic claim to fame is that he's married to Mariah Carey, Caroline Ray, and Jim Brewer, another guy who was sort of a bomb on Saturday Night Live. I don't get it, but somebody's watching the damn show. All right, birthdays today include Maureen McCormick, Marsha, who is 55 today, lost 34 pounds on Celebrity Fit Club. Boy, as late as the mid-90s, she still looked fabulous. We had her in the studio, I think it was 94 or 95, and man, did she look good. Rick Derringer, that would be your rock and roll hoochie coo, and also the subject of Steely Dan's song, Ricky Don't Lose That Number. That's about Rick Derringer. He's 64 today, and also was the guy who produced like the first 10 Weird Al Yankovic albums. He was really into that sound-alike stuff. And the first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong, 81, who, despite the fact that he has been almost completely out of the public eye, he did a 60 Minutes thing a couple of years ago, and that was the first time anybody had seen him in decades, maintains, you know, some class about the whole thing, and that's sort of nice to see, because Buzz Aldrin is a dick. It was on this date in, a year ago. Can you believe the Chilean miners thing? It was already a year ago. Got those guys out of there. They were 2,300 feet below ground when they got out of it. 33 of them all lived. All right, we call JC's eye candy for a reason, and this is one of those days where it really takes on that moniker, because there's this guy, he's an Australian filmmaker, a kid by the name of Rick Marakai, and he went to 11 countries over 44 days and shot 3 short films. Now, the best one is called Move, and what he did is he did, there's no way I can explain it. You just got to go look at it. It is right below what you're looking at right now. And then I've also, if you like this one, go look at the other 2 on YouTube called Eat and Learn. But this thing, this Move thing, it's about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. It's absolutely sensational, just fantastic. And all you need is a little creativity, a little free time, a couple of bucks to be able to travel the world, and you can put something together that is truly memorable. This is really cool. So check it out, JC's Eye Candy, right below what you're looking at right now. Again, our rock and roll poll question today, as you sip on your delicious Missouri wine from 270 and 70, other than a house or car, what's the most expensive or valuable thing you own? Jewelry, a sports or entertainment-related collectible, a piece of art, a musical instrument, other, or I don't own anything particularly valuable. That's our rock and roll poll question. Please answer in the corner. We have the results. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back on Monday, and of course, every day on the Big 550 KTRS from noon until 3. That's it. We've beaten this one to death for Friday, August 5th, 2011. See you later. Bye.